Can I ask you a few questions?
Soliciting a minor.
Would you say that you are enjoying yourself and having fun, having a moderate amount of fun, or having no fun and no enjoyment?
Things bureaucracy nerds ask during sex somehow makes it into the episode.
I'm gonna put a lot of fun.
I mean, that's some grade A fraud right there, right? The Leslie Knope I know and love would never stand for such shoddy research.
No! There's a drunk stuck in the slide!
Technically, he's not stuck. He's sleeping in the slide. F***ing kids.
You know, when I first tell people that I work in the government, they say, oh, the government stinks. The lines are too long at the DMV. But now things have changed.
Indeed, when people bring up the issues they have with the government right now, DMV is never even mentioned. There are many things that have trumped that issue, so to speak. Why is this shot? She's been on the playground for this entire cold open, and then they throw in a single second of this pool scene for this Speedy Speedo joke? I'm guessing they shot an entire other scene and didn't want to lose it, but it's jarring and doesn't work, and it's jarring. Also, it doesn't work. Crane is not being petted by Russell Crowe in this scene.
This is a great thing for you guys to see.
Here, Leslie is talking to the documentary camera crew that for some reason is filming this P&R department's every move. Look, even beyond the never justified reasons for shooting the doc, the show itself just doesn't work as a mockumentary. In The Office or Modern Family, you at least had characters where the cameras elevated their need to perform for the audience. But here, everyone is either too sincere or too apathetic to even care that there are cameras around, so it just comes off as lazy exposition.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. It's locked.
Ha ha ha, get it? She was excited to go in, and then it was locked and she couldn't go in. Humor!
Thank you so much for coming. What an amazing turnout.
I get, based on this pan to the shot of the audience, this is supposed to go against what Leslie just said, but have you been to a city public forum? This is borderline sold out.
We're having a meeting in here. So, take two.
If they were able to arrange with someone getting into another room, wouldn't it have been just as easy to get someone to turn the lights back on in the auditorium?
I'm here to talk about the abandoned lot on Sullivan Street.
I'm almost drowning in her sea. She's near me, falling to her knees. Sorry, I sometimes black out and sing Counting Crows. It's really not that odd around here.
So, your boyfriend fell down into this pit, right?
Interesting question, but I'm more curious to find out how this newspaper article wound up in Anne's hand since it clearly wasn't there when she stood up.
This guy, is it pretty serious? You guys living together?
Leslie Knope allows this to go on for some time.
Problem is, anything over $25 as a report.
Show continues to follow the mockumentary blueprint of never explaining how they get crystal clear audio out of every single conversation, even through solid walls.
I'm from Bennettsville, South Carolina. I'm what you might call a redneck.
Neither Tom nor the show ever indicate any way in which this is true. I mean, we never see him at a NASCAR event or an IndyCar event. Sorry, is that racist?
Committees are power, and committees make things happen. Committees are the lifeblood of our democratic system.
The problem with a show that tries to make boring things funny is that it too often ends up making funny things boring. I think I read that on a motivational poster once. A boring, non-funny motivational poster.
He's collected them from my memoirs.
Here's Leslie's quote from Wednesday.
Oh, good. Another show where we're supposed to fall in love with awful people who are awful at their jobs. Yay! Honestly, I'm surprised the show even lasted long enough to get a chance to eventually be good.
Okay, read it back to me.
Committees cover our democracy with blood.
Sounded better when I said it.
There is no way Leslie thinks this is what she said. How dumb do they think she thinks we are?
Well, if you want something done in this town, you call Mark Brandanowitz.
But only for 30 episodes.
City Hall is like a locker room, and you gotta get in there, and you gotta snap towels at people.
2009, when the idea of locker room politics was hilarious instead of infuriating. They'd let writers just write the jokes. They didn't have to wait. They could do any joke they wanted. They just grab them by the punchline.
Mark and I, it's complicated.
Nope.
Leslie? No. Oh my God. You know what?
Real interesting tactic, making your male lead and possible love interest for your female lead such a dill wipe right out of the gate. Furthermore, I'm calling 100% BS that Mark's dumbass wouldn't recall a one-night stand with anyone, especially someone he's worked side by side with for the last 5 years.
I mean, I don't think anybody in government actually cares about...
Honey, do you mind doing that somewhere else? I'm trying to watch TV.
And we can even hear the TV, but only after you interrupt so that it doesn't ruin the joke. Good thing those audio engineers had the humor setting calibrated on that boom mic.
We could put an amphitheater over there with Shakespeare in the Park.
It's really not that big of a pit.
Boston Public would be excellent at TVSins. Yeah, she's going to fall and we're going to have a hearty chuckle, but there are so many better choices to walk down to the pit, including whatever route Anne takes when she goes down to help her in a minute. This show seems to confuse Leslie's insane optimism with insane stupidity.
Ooh, are pancakes being made?
Cheating on your waffles.
Is that a travel pillow around your neck?
It's quite possible Mr. Ronald Ulysses Swanson is the only reason the show even made it to season 2. And for that fact alone, Cine shall grant the nid.
I think that all government is a waste of taxpayer money.
Biting the bureaucratic hand that wastefully feeds you.
I'm gonna leave before you change your mind.
Character says he will take a look at something and then throw said something in the trash when the other person leaves the room cliché.
The upskirt photo. Awesome.
I hate Tom. I just really hate Tom. Have I mentioned how much I hate Tom?
I just heard the news.
Isn't it great?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hugging at work.
On Halloween, she was dressed up as Batman, not Batgirl, Batman.
Wow, outrageous. Tell me more about this supposedly binary Batman.
And I convinced her to go stop a crime that was going on outside.
You mean there was just some random crime going on outside in Tiny Pawnee that Leslie Knope stopped? Or are you just saying you convinced her there was a crime that needed to be stopped and there wasn't one? I'm sending this until I see video or it didn't happen.
Well, I'm getting involved. So I am gonna make a vow.
Wait a second, did this documentary interview just cut to a secondary close-up handheld shot? I mean, that's some crafty docu-shooting right there. What's next? Handing Leslie an iPad to watch someone talk smack about why they have to break up the Parks and Rec team after 6 championship seasons?
Bobby Knight!
On one hand, Bobby Knight is exactly the kind of person Swanson would have on his wall. But on the other hand, Bobby Knight. Also, episode does not contain a Chris, or Ben, or sense of humor.
Well, I'd say in a given week, I probably only do about 15 minutes of real, actual work.
Did you know the CinemaSin writers have podcasts? Check out Sincast and Behind the Sins by searching for CinemaSins wherever you listen to podcasts.
Come on, get out of there.
I'm afraid you're just too darn loud.
Oh, I think he's a Libyan.
What do you think? The Libyans!
I need more firepower. I need bigger guns.
Oh, hi, Mark.
You crazy old Polish person.
What would you say if I told you that I was thinking about turning it into a park?
I'd say there's no way in hell.
Hello up there. I seem to have fallen down a cliff. I'm still alive, but I'm very badly injured.
Can't believe you fell in too. That's awesome.
It's not awesome, Andy.
Dance off, bro. Me and you.